2025 is shaping up to be a big year. Among all the upcoming changes that will surely be coming once the Trump administration assumes office, we find that the social media titans are also now moving to ingratiate themselves with the incoming Trump regime. Among them is a man who helped spearhead the censorship of free speech of American citizens. A man whose actions helped crush those who didn't fall in line, both politically and socially. And this includes all of the COVID-19 censorship on the platform. And I am, of course, referring to the one, the only Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook, aka Meta. Now, Zuckerberg has been backpedaling hard for some time now. He's been trying to rewrite his image and make people think that he really isn't so bad. And now, in what appears to be a blatant move to further his walk back of his authoritarian platform, we now see that the former vice president of global affairs for his company, Clegg, who in my opinion is a vile human being because the man oversaw the censorship model for Facebook. He oversaw the removal and censorship of content that he and Facebook deemed as unacceptable for this platform. This man effectively institutionalized the practice of censorship, leading to many people becoming deplatformed on not just Facebook, but others as everyone followed the Meta's example. So this man's actions were despicable. And long after all the damage was done, Clegg admitted that perhaps the policies may have been overly aggressive. And he was quoted as saying, "We now realize that we may have gone too far." However, this same man who helped bring government tyranny to social media defended his time at the company. This was reported on from the media leader in the UK back on January 3rd. So this is the article from the media leader. This is in the UK. They write, "Plain defense in politics and in tech. Clegg leaves Meta." They write, Sir Clegg, former UK Deputy Prime Minister, announced his departure from Meta on Thursday, writing on Threads that he is stepping down. "As a new year begins, I have come to the view that this is the right time for me to move on my role as President, Global Affairs at Meta." Yeah, because he knows he's going to get targeted here. Anyway, he goes on to write, "It truly has been an adventure of a lifetime. I am proud of the work I have been able to do, leading and supporting teams across the company to ensure innovation can go hand in hand with increased transparency and accountability, and with new forms of governance." Meaning he doesn't like where things are going, and he doesn't want to be part of this new, brave new world. Anyway, he goes on to write, "My time at the company coincided with a significant resetting of the relationship between big tech and the societal pressures manifested in new laws, institutions, and norms affecting the sector." Yeah. Anyway, he goes on to say blah, 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 blah. No, he goes on to say, "I hope I have played some role in seeking to bridge the very different worlds of tech and politics, worlds that will continue to interact in unpredictable ways across the globe." Anyway, he's trying to play down the fact that he has helped destroy people's ability to converse freely all over the globe. So he can go himself. And so the a-hole is now gone from Meta, and Mark Zuckerberg has replaced him with a brand new vice president, Joel Kaplan. And guess what? He magically happens to be in the complete opposite side of the political aisle. For example, he has a background in the Republican Party, in their politics. This includes working for the George W. Bush administration. This is clearly a move by old Zucky Zuck to try and placate, perhaps even suck up to the Trump administration. The man knows what he has done is wrong, and he's trying to do a CYA here. Personally, I would like to see some civil liability for this platform and others who played a role in destroying American culture with their actions. And I suspect that there is that concern in the back of their minds as well. Plus, they see an opportunity to make a bunch of money if they can get in good with the Trump administration. And because of this, for months now, Zuckerberg has been trying to write a new narrative on himself that, golly gosh, gee, my friends, I was just trying to help the country. But oh man, oh gosh, oh gee, oh my, those mean old government people made me censor my users. He made me act like a speech Nazi. I didn't want to do it, but I didn't know any better. See, I believe Zuckerberg saw the writing on the wall here. I mean, let's face it, Joe Biden was practically brain dead, making for a horrific candidate. And Kamala Harris was, in many people's view, an even bigger embarrassment than Joe Biden was. I mean, the whole thing was absurd. It was embarrassing to watch. And so Mark Zuckerberg had to have seen all of this. So you better damn well believe he was going to do a CYA on himself. And blaming government for the censorship? Classic. I mean, he even came out and said that he believed that the government pressure was wrong and he regretted that they were not more outspoken about it. Yeah, I'll bet he was. I mean, he's even gone on to talk about how the content standards should not have been compromised due to pressure from any administration. No. That was so bad of us. Shame on us. We're sorry. And he has stated that Meta is ready to push back if something like that were to ever happen again. Right. Yeah, I'll bet he would be. But I want to point something out here. Facebook, or Meta, still remains a viable, flourishing hub of censorship. Just try discussing any of the banned topics on their platform. You will end up in Facebook jail and or get deleted. These people need to pay a price for their collusion. They took a definitive step and role in the censorship of American citizens and global citizens alike. I mean, these guys helped cover up the Hunter Biden laptop story in 2020. And there are so many other instances of this. So these people need to pay a price. And I'm sorry, I don't believe anything this guy says. And what's wild to me is that despite social media being the crucial place for people to have conversations, somehow, in large part thanks to the pandemic censorship, we here in the United States have somehow come to tacitly accept that these people on social networks, it was okay for them to be arbiters of what speech could be allowed. Now, obviously, there were a lot of people that fought back against this, but too many people accepted it. This is abhorrent. And in my opinion, all censorship on social media outside of maybe criminal activity should be stamped out. And especially for U.S. citizens who have as our birthright the right to freedom of speech, allowing this to continue on social media will inevitably lead to more and more young Americans who are growing up to become conditioned to think that some censorship is okay, if only in certain places. Don't want to offend people, blah, 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 blah. And that, I believe, is something that should not be allowed. It is something that I personally cannot abide. And that as long as I'm able to, I'm going to fight against it. So we'll keep an eye on this, and I will certainly keep you updated on what happens next. From the To Be Frank channel, I am Adrian. Thanks for watching, my friends. See you all in the next video.